This thing had like 360 view camera and like all this fancy stuff.
Hi guys.
Hi.
We're back.
We're back.
How is everybody? Today is
Thursday.
Gosh, my day is like out of it. Our tree comes in today.
Oh.
Today's Thursday.
Our white tree.
November. Our white tree. We're todally doing that. Yeah. So today's what's the actual date?
21st.
21st. Okay. So yeah, today's Thursday, November 21st, and we're back with our podcast. We missed a day uploading. We were having technical difficulties, and you'll probably see two things pop up today. But just know that one is actually yesterday's recording, and the other one today. So today, I guess, like, what's going on? Let's do a recap. Let's do our recap from yesterday. Interesting day yesterday. Okay, and many of you moms with kids will probably get, middle schoolers will, I don't know, get it, boys. But I had Dominic. Yeah, that boy is, yeah, he's he's something else. I took his phone away from him because I wanted him to do his homework, and he had, of course, like, you know, every time I think of him, he just reminds me of that Trey Kennedy video where he's like, you know, just kind of like huff and puff with everything we say. Everything. It's just like a constant battle with like anything we want him to do. Homework, give me your phone, put the phone down. Yeah, it was crazy yesterday. And it's with me. I don't know why, mainly, but
Well, he goes where he feels like he's not going to have to worry about you retaliating to the point where it hurts him.
What do you mean?
I guess he was different this morning. He woke up on time, so let's just see if that continues.
Yeah, so it was a battle yesterday. I took his phone. He had me crying because he was saying some hateful things. Like, I was just like, you've got the devil. And I shouldn't say that to him. I probably shouldn't. But, like, that's what I feel. Like, it's like almost like he's possessed. And he has, like, the devil inside of him. Just, like, things spewing. Like, almost like The Exorcist. Like, Blair, what's her name? He's just, like, throwing up. Just, like, the nastiest
He's just looking for
things.
a reaction. Yeah.
So, it was not a good day yesterday as far as, like, you know, my middle schooler. But I was consistent. We were consistent. We held down the fort. And, again, all our kids are different. They're all different. You guys will all run, and you'll know how to discipline each. This one's just a little bit. He's more retaliative. He's just more like.
He's willing to
there's no
dig
fear.
in. He's willing to dig in.
Yeah, he's willing to cross those boundaries. So that's kind of what we're dealing with right now with him. It's just it's hard. So if you're in this same situation, we feel you. But again, I think, you know, with me staying home now and just like being consistent with him and just being on top of him with his schoolwork and all that stuff, I think today, I think it affected him. That today he woke up early. That's another battle that we go through. He wakes up late. He's trying to be late to school, blah, blah, you know. But today he woke up.
He got himself together. Took a shower and was ready to get to school.
Yeah.
His bus driver, we do need to call a transportation because that guy does legitimately drive right on past. And regardless if he doesn't normally take the bus in the morning, the guy
they're supposed to still stop.
They have to stop.
I called transportation and they're still supposed to stop.
You did call already?
I've called them plenty of times.
Yeah.
So, yeah, anyways, we have an issue where the bus driver just decides to if he doesn't see anybody there. I guess because we're the only ones at the stop.
And he's just so acclimated to not stopping that he just
because we're so used to taking Dominic to school because he likes to be late. He likes to wake up late and just like, anyways. But today he woke up. You still had to take him, but he noticed that the bus driver.
He just drives right on by.
Yeah. So we do have to take care of that. But he was, you saw that he was I was out. I took my NyQuil yesterday at 6, and that's the other reason I didn't upload. I was so tired. I didn't do any editing, nothing. Like, no. out,
Yeah,
like
like a
by
light.
8, 9, yeah. That stuff works, y'all. It is awesome.
Yeah.
And I woke up fine. I woke up just fine. I did sleep in a little extra. But anyways, you woke up, you took him to school, and how was his demeanor?
He was fine. He just wanted to make sure that we knew that he got up on his own, which I said, yeah, I knew. I didn't have to yell at you, and he got himself together. Now I just said, do it every day. And that's all we're looking for, just normalcy.
I think, you know how you're like training dogs?
Yeah, 3 days.
You know, just it's hard the first, and just, he'll eventually get it. Like, I did, you know, he's middle school, like, I shouldn't have to do it, but I was like, I'm going to have to spank him. So I spanked him. It was too much what he was saying. It was just ridiculous. Anyways, and again, we don't have to do that with all the kids. Like, some of them we didn't have to really spank them. It's just, Anyways, that's that. So that happened. The babies were good. They came in. Our daughter, we haven't heard from her.
You haven't talked to her?
I haven't talked to her.
When?
Since she's older, but I didn't talk to her yesterday.
Okay.
But yeah, I need to text her today. And I was so tired yesterday.
Yeah, no, I know.
And I was getting frustrated with the technology. It was just, yesterday was a shitty day. Anyway, what about you? Yesterday?
My day's pretty just in the house, laundry, clean up, la. My day's pretty consistent. Plug in with the kids, make dinner, get dinner, or pick up dinner, whichever.
Oh yeah, you made.
We didn't make anything. We got the chicken yesterday. Today I'm gonna do the pork chops.
Yeah, we had. Okay, so they have these like not rotisserie, but they have like.
It's like rotisserie.
Yeah, and it's so good up at our store here, Reese. So yeah, those days that you just don't want to make dinner, we go buy the chicken and the what do you call them?
Pork chop.
The fries.
Oh, the potato wedges.
Yeah, the kids also like pizza. We'll probably do pizza tonight.
Yeah, that's what they actually asked for, was pizza.
They did, yeah. So we'll do our pizza nights. Spaghetti. They love spaghetti.
They asked for
all of
spaghetti
them,
too,
like all of them, are pretty consistent with the liking spaghetti. So maybe tomorrow we'll cook something.
Well, I can do the pork chops.
Do the crock
tomorrow.
pot.
Oh no, wait. I can do the pork chops tomorrow.
Okay.
I can cook those even on the grill since it's Friday. It's supposed to be nicer tomorrow.
It's already Friday.
Tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Oh, the week goes by so fast. It's crazy.
yeah. It's like we're urban homesteading, but it's not going to work very long.
Urban homesteading?
Meaning, like, you know, when you homestead, you work on your land and keep your house together. We're urban home settling.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Okay. So we'll see how that goes. But, you know, God has a way of working. It always works out for us. We've done this back and forth all the time. The balancing with having the kids, and again, me going back to work, it was, despite him even being home, it just didn't work. I don't know why. It didn't. The kid, we have them still not.
Well, there's only really one that's having issues in school. It does work. I get them all to school on time, for the most part, except for him, every day.
Yeah, because you don't concentrate on the schooling.
Well, no, when they come home, if I ask them if they have homework and they lie to me and tell me they don't.
It's just a different, you and I are completely different as far as, you're excessively, I think, lenient. Like, you don't want to be bothered. Like, you don't, not to be bothered, but you, like, if they're like, you don't want to cause a ruckus. I don't mind. When I want to lay down the order and I'm consistent, you're not. Would you say that's fair?
I would say that I pick and choose the battles that I fight with them just for the simplicity that I don't want to end up yelling and screaming and going crazy.
But see, if you're choosing the battles, there's no consistency there.
Well, no, but it's my attempt is to have them see what it's like to be a smooth process to everything, and then when there's a hiccup, all into the world, where they know when I'm yelling, getting mad, it should be like, oh my God, that's it. It's too much. We pushed too far. So I try to selectively pick and choose when I get involved and go crazy, knowing that you're going to pretty much jump on everything from the way they walk to.
I don't do that.
It was a joke. But what I'm meaning is if you pick up that part of it. So
the things that I get mad at: 1, disrespect.
Yeah.
2, just get good grades in school.
Yeah.
If any of those 2 things are off, you know, if they're being disrespectful in any way, and if their schooling is off, that's when I go.
Well, and that's it. Yeah.
That's it. Nothing else. I'm overly picky on. So it's just we're different parenting styles, and then that inconsistency. I've got to bring back the consistency with this one. Especially since each one is so different as well. So that's kind of what I have to stay home at this point with this kid and just be on top of him, because you weren't doing that. You didn't want to have that battle with him. I guess now that he's a middle schooler, you just were avoiding it. Like they literally would come home and go and play their games. All of them still kind of do. So even getting them to like stop and do stuff is an issue, like already. But I'm making sure I'm consistent with them going forward. The baby, Christian, wasn't doing that good in school either. So not all of them are doing great. So, and Xavier's only in 1st grade. So anyway, so that's kind of where we're at. And yeah, that's what's happening. So middle school and just disciplining, which is one of our topics today, and how well we're doing. We'll save that for later. Anyway. Current events as far as what's going on in the news. Let's see here. There's still the impeachment hearings. I don't want to get too political. Let's see. Other than that, there's really not like a whole lot that I've seen. Have you? Okay, I have one here. Look, okay, so parents slammed for giving baby ridiculous blended last name. So it looks like an Australian couple gave their daughter a mashup of both their last names. So rather than choosing traditional family last name or hyphenated last name, they mashed it up. Okay, so instead of
I think that when you're living in an era when people can pick and choose the gender that they want to identify as, I think that just goes hand in hand. Why not?
Yeah, so instead, yeah.
I'm waiting for somebody to want to marry their dog and stare right at your face and tell them it's a joke. It's coming.
Yeah, even doing the hyphenated, they just went in and they combined it and set up a whole new last name, which I don't like. I don't like that.
Yeah, it's not the kid's last name.
No, and not only that, it's not their history.
No one's last name.
Yeah, like.
So when your kid goes to school with mashed last names, so is that cool? Is that striking a really we wanted to? I mean, how do you explain that? Like, and make it sound like it makes sense.
Speaking of legacies from yesterday, like, what there won't be a legacy. You know.
But again, it goes hand in hand with what we're headed in as a direction, as a civilization. It's like I said, somebody will eventually be able to marry their dog, and be dead serious about it.
Yeah.
When you've already got guys and women marrying dolls.
Oh, really?
There's men out there that I've watched a documentary on that are married to their doll.
Yeah,
and they literally had a wedding ceremony, and they carry this life-size like doll around, and they treat it like a wife. You identify a child by its last name based on its parents, its father in particular, or even its mother. I mean, I'm named after my mother, so the whole tradition carrying on the father's name thing is not as resonated with me, because I get why it was in my mom's last name, but you got to use one of the two of your parents' last names. I mean,
I don't like that they're trying to change.
It's not a dog. It's not a pet where you name it something cool. You yell at it like Jumanji.
Yeah. It's just crazy.
But hey, Chad. What was his name? Chad Ocho Cinco named his name to Ocho Cinco.
Oh, his first name? His name? Or
He renamed himself to Chad Ocho Cinco.
That's crazy.
You know, people have been doing that forever. They rename themselves, but it goes hand in hand with your character too. So I don't know.
I guess, yeah.
They're in Australia anyway, so they got that baby was probably put in a little pouch of a kangaroo. Grow up as well.
Yeah. It's crazy. Okay, what else is new? Ooh, Jussie Smullett suing Chicago.
Oh yeah, there
for
you go.
malicious prosecution.
Are
you? Okay,
yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm just reading this right here, and I'm just like the audacity.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's.
He was victimized, even though he's the one who victimized everyone else.
How dare he?
He made up a story.
He did.
He tried to. No, but he
tried to throw his identity.
He tried to publicize the gay community and how they're going to get abused and this and that. It was just completely bogus gaffe.
This isn't. I mean, I'm so the audacity.
Yeah.
I'm moving on. That just irked me right there. Okay, besides the impeachment,
everything's the impeachment is pretty much consumed.
I guess. All right, let's move on to our topic, which actually, and kind of touched on it already, but the different ways of discipline.
Each kid is different based on their age level and personality, I think. You can't really yell at Chris. He doesn't respond very well. He clams up. You can't yell at Nick because Nick is, again...
teenager.
Yeah, he gets different. You got to talk more reasonably to him. Xavier is the baby. So it's easy to just assume he already knows what he's done wrong, but sometimes when you look at the situation, so you gotta just look at it at a whole instead of getting mad at him or angry and yelling at him out of anger. You gotta figure out what they've done and their level of comprehension of what they've done.
Yeah.
So that's my pick and choose of how I discipline each one of them.
Okay, so right. So each one is different, so of course you have to know how to deal with the different personalities. That's how we have done. Like spanking.
Yeah.
Doesn't work with all the kids. Who else? With the first two, we didn't really have to do too much.
No.
I mean, of course we did the, timeouts. We did timeouts. We don't do timeouts anymore, but we did timeouts with the first two, and I mean they were pretty good.
Yeah, they were. They weren't poisoned. And
then the other thing is that we have to take into account is that they have older influences in their brothers, and that's another thing that you have to. They're learning earlier on. The younger ones are learning earlier on and picking up on things from the older brothers. Which makes it harder as well. Xavier, which is our kindergartner, he's pretty stubborn.
Yeah.
Okay. So him and probably Dominic are probably the hardest to discipline. They're very stubborn. Dominic is more like the back talk. That's what really irks me. You don't mind. You just. I don't get it, but it irks me. Just the way I was brought up. You should not disrespect your elders. You should always. There should be no back talk. He's too young already to have to be doing all this, but the personality, and I think it's the stubbornness. He has to get the last word. Same with the little one. It's the stubbornness. They don't take no for an answer. I have literally, and I'm surprised. No one took a video or whatever, but this kid, we were at a gas station. Oh no. Okay, so we were at my parents' house and my mom's house and my sister's, and he wanted to spend the night. I didn't want him to. I think that's what it was, right? So he threw a huge hissy fit. We had to drag him in the car. He cried the whole way. I had to stop for gas. He got out of the car and threw a hissy fit at the gas station. And he would not get back into the car.
It's crazy.
And literally sitting there screaming. Like he's just like one of those spoiled brats. Like I would look at them if it was someone else. Like, look at this kid. Look at this mother. Why isn't she doing anything about this kid? Like I was that mother, and none of the other kids, by the way, have done this. But again, this goes back to the different personalities. But what I literally did is like I had to wait till he was calmed down. I know he was annoying everybody there. Everyone was like, "What are you doing with this kid?" But what am I gonna do? Like I couldn't just like pick him up and drag him. He was also running away from me. He would like run around the car. Oh, it was just a big cluster. But it's that personality. He was so stubborn that that was our dog. He was so stubborn that he would not take that no, and he just didn't. He wanted to make sure that we were well aware that he was not happy with the situation, and it didn't stop. Oh, yeah. So like different personalities and having to deal with them is an issue. Timeouts work for some of the kids. Like Christian, I think would be, he'd put up a fight, of course. Like who wouldn't? But I don't think he would be as hard to have to deal with than the other ones. But disciplining them is hard, and you have to be. He's not. He just said you got to pick your battles. I'm the one who's you got to be consistent. Like because if you're not consistent one time, it's gonna be hard to just retrain them again. It's just like a dog, So when I hear that, pick your battles, I don't buy that. I don't, and that's just me. Whatever, and it's just not working.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of where we are right now, really. And we're just kind of having to, and again, it's different with each kid. Like we're kind of going along with this as well, with this middle schooler.
He's older to the point where you expect more from him, but then, you got to remember he is only 12 years old, and so we got to separate that plus all the desires of what he wants. So.
Yeah, and he's hormonal, and that's the other thing. He's not. He just said you got to pick your battles. I'm the one who's you got to be consistent. Like because if you're not consistent one time, it's gonna be hard to just retrain them again. It's just like a dog, So when I hear that, pick your battles, I don't buy that. I don't, and that's just me. Whatever.
Yeah. It's not.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of where we are right now, really.
He's older to the point where you expect more from him, but then, you got to remember he is only 12 years old, and so we got to separate that plus all the desires of what he wants. So.
Yeah, and he's hormonal, and that's the other thing. He's I think he's going through puberty earlier than the other kids, I think, and I do have to be patient with him, and I hopefully he'll be patient with me, and then he'll get better. Yeah. But as of right now, yesterday was a hard day. I'm hoping today and going forward, now that he knows that there can't push buttons, he'll get better, and he really needs to bring up those grades. I have seen a little bit of an uptick in his grades. Now I'm checking them every day. So, we'll see. The different levels of maturity is Nicholas is okay. We had sat there and said, no, he's not going to go to his girlfriend's house anymore. He ended up going to his girlfriend's house yesterday. And he put us together by saying that he was going to get dropped off. You ended up having to go pick him up. Mm-hmm. So I didn't like that.
I mean, he can't really control. It's the closing points that he tries to make. And he knew damn well that girl's dad, he didn't know whether she was going to pick him up or...
It's hard. It's so hard. And we're just throwing up our going through, and just to hopefully help you guys on your journey or whatever. But we're learning as we go. And again, each child is. I can't emphasize that enough. I've said that I've said it probably a million times. Each child is different. Moving on, I guess it's just like one of those days today.
It is. It's crazy.
And it's.
I don't know why. It's weird. It's cold, but not. sunny, not cloudy.
Hopefully when we get the Christmas tree, we'll be, a little happier. There'll be an uptick. And then we'll share with you guys that experience. Okay, let's do National Day of. Let's just move on then. We'll make it short today because, it's just, it's one of those days.
I don't know.
We always say that.
Yeah, I don't know why.
All right, so Great American Smokeout. What is that? I'm thinking, is that weed related? In that 412 or whatever it is?
420.
Okay, so each year the American Cancer Society sponsors a Great American Smokeout. Okay, so stop smoking, I guess, right? One day without cigarettes. A lot of people, they've stopped smoking.
That's funny.
I used to smoke.
It was odd because I saw a lady today when I was at the Dollar General. And it was an older lady. It was like this was her first cigarette in months. Because she walked into the store this morning. You guys sell cigarettes? And the guy said, yeah. She's, oh, thank God.
Oh, speaking of.
Yeah, it was odd that comes up. It was almost like she went and bought cigarettes to celebrate National Day of Smoking. Maybe she misread it. Either way, she bought her cigarettes, and then when I walked outside, she was standing next to her car, and she bought a lighter.
Wow.
That's what
it was almost like she was so stressed, she was just like,
yeah, I need a cigarette.
I did that too.
And it was an older lady.
Remember, so I used to be a smoker. I stopped for, forever, right? Like, I'm more of a social smoker. I was more of a social smoker. He doesn't smoke. Mm-hmm. He doesn't smoke cigarettes. I did. And during stressful times, me and him had split up for, how long was it?
A couple months.
It was a couple months. And it was hard on everybody. And I picked up on smoking. It does help with the stress, but I'm able to just quit cold turkey as soon as I'm getting old, so I didn't want to get my motivation to stop was like, I'm getting old, I didn't want wrinkles, I don't want to yellow my teeth, blah blah blah. But people do, they start back up. Your aunt, she started back up. Oh, it's awful. Like, I don't know how she's dealing with it, but she was married to your uncle for how long? They were married 40 years? 40 years.
It's just sad.
I really want to do something for her. I was thinking of putting her on, what's her name? Khloe Kardashian's Revenge Body. I mean.
There's nothing better than stability in history. And when you walk into a door and there's a woman that you have no history with, and you can't say, hey, you remember this or remember that, or what's the point? Anyways.
Just wish we could do a little more for her to help her get out, stop smoking and, being depressed. National Stuffing Day. Okay. Do we do stuffing? I'm not a big stuffing person.
I mean, I've done it before in the turkey when we oven cooked the turkey, but otherwise we're not big stuffing.
No. National Rural. Gosh, it's so hard for me to say that word. Rural. Yeah. Rural hair. Say that. Rural Health Day. Say it.
Rural Health Day.
Rural Health Day.
Rural. RURAL is hard to. Rural.
Me and my R's. Okay, so focuses on the medical resources of rural communities.
Rural.
Yeah. All right. So that's happy rural. Happy Rural Health Day. Oh gosh. Red Mitten Day. National Red Mitten Day. Who would like that? Our kids. He's the accessories guy. Mm-hmm. He likes his hats. Like the other ones, they don't like him too much. But Xavier, he'll make the attempt.
He's got his bracelet on.
I can't see you very well.
He's got his bracelet on that he wore. He's been wearing.
But you know what? Okay, so it's really represents Canadian Olympic pride. Okay, so it doesn't even really.
That sounds like something Canada should be advertising for their national day.
What did they say? Oi, no.
Oh yeah.
Oi, no.
I don't know.
A or something like that.
I
don't know. National Gingerbread Cookie Day. Yes. Oh my gosh, we're gonna do gingerbread cookies.
Yeah,
we love ginger. Yeah.
I do.
And we like doing that whole icing thing. And oh, how cute! I like that. That's very cute. So we'll celebrate that tonight then. It's not too hard. We usually get, when we do our gingerbread cookies, we do the pre-cut ones. Like we'll go buy the pre-cut ones at the store, and the kids will color it, and we'll also do the gingerbread houses. So, but we'll
usually around Christmas.
Yeah, usually around Christmas. I'm surprised this is not even closer to Christmas time. I guess that's pretty much it then. All right, so that was our day. We'll go get back to doing us, and just we'll come back with better attitudes tomorrow. We always have to look optimistic. Always believe in something greater, that things happen for a reason. And we've learned, we know this. Things, like, we've been through so much, and, thank God that things, it usually does. And you just have to have faith. Having faith is the most important thing you can have. All right, guys. Bye-bye.